What's going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, I'm going to give you a well overdue portfolio update. I'm going to tell you exactly what I've been accumulating right now that the market is getting a little better. Obviously, in the last couple of days, we're seeing Solana and Bitcoin, all majors dump a little bit. But overall, the trend in the trenches is extremely positive. We've seen multiple runners and a lot of activity ramping up. So I want to get started with one of my most successful calls that I've had in the last couple of weeks. If you've been following me, you probably saw me talk about it already. It's CATCOIN. I've been talking about it on my daily Kick live streams. By the way, if you're not watching them, it's linked. One of the first links that you're gonna find down in the description below. CATCOIN is an original coin from 2013 that has been recently relaunched on Solana by the same dev. I've called this at 170k in market cap. Has been one of my successful calls that I've made in the last couple of weeks, but there's been so many of them. And it went from 170k to 2 million in market cap, and right now it retraced. It found a floor at around 600 to 700k in market cap. It could be another very, very good entry. I also made a video. I posted on my original and my personal YouTube channel, so check it out. All the links are down in the description below if you want to connect with me and if you want to find alpha. And if you're not following me, I mean, you're probably missing out on a lot of alpha right now. CATCOIN, guys, the fact that the original dev is onboarded is absolutely huge in my opinion. Okay, that's like the main thing. And this is not a serial deployer. This is not a guy that deploys every single week on Pump Fund and just like, you know, makes 20k toppers and then just goes off to the next cook. No, this is actually the original dev from Bitcoin Forum in December 2013. This has been relaunched. It was initially launched as a layer 1, and now it's obviously dominating the trenches with Pump Fund and Solana, etc., etc. It also has utility. They are developing a video game. They are donating. They're making donations for cat stuff, for rescues, and all of the charitable stuff. And the game, and there's so much that I can't say and talk about this, but the dev has actually made a spaces. I was co-hosting this with 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, another fellow friend, KOL of mine, and we're both very, very bullish on this project. The fact that it's been a community forming and there's the social proof of the dev, and it also launched, I think 3 weeks ago or something like that. If I see here on Trojan, yeah, it launched on the 24th of April. So it's been around for almost a month already. The community is not going anywhere. It's more active than ever. And with all of this meta about OG projects and the fact that it's a direct competitor of Dogecoin, this was originally launched just a couple of weeks after Dogecoin. Obviously, Dogecoin became what it became because of Elon Musk and a lot of catalyst events. I'm not saying that this goes to the market cap of Dogecoin, but the return, the risk to reward ratio right now, the potential returns that you could get are, in my opinion, mind-blowing. I do see this go to millions and millions in market cap. I don't want to do price prediction. This video is obviously not for financial advice, but I do believe that the potential here is extremely asymmetrical to the upside. So check that out. And also, I mean, before even moving to the next project, I mean, I call this at 170k market cap. So if you're not in my VIP group, you're making a big mistake. People have been making insane profits as of lately. You would have caught pretty much a 12 to 13x just on this coin alone. And imagine, you just basically just print all of this. You paid for your membership for months and months or years or an entire lifetime, such has been the case for the majority of my members, to be completely honest. And then you move on to the next call and you start making profit. Now, the next projects that I want to talk about are RIV and 𝗙𝗲𝗽𝗏. Obviously, you've heard me talk about this project for a very long time. If you're following me, if you're following my my Kick live streams and all of this stuff. And 𝗙𝗲𝗽𝗏, I've called it at 300k market cap. RIV, I've called it at 600k market cap. RIV went on to do a 450x. 𝗙𝗲𝗽𝗏 went on to do a super clean 12x from my call. And these projects have actually decided to partner up. So there's an official partnership in the books. I can't say much about it, but the teams, shall I say, are gonna host the spaces over the next few days in which they're gonna detail all of the details about the partnership there and what it entitles. In my opinion, it's something that you don't want to miss. It's a major catalyst event, and it's not gonna be just a catalyst event for RIV or for 𝗙𝗏𝗽𝗏, but literally for both of them. And, you know, I'm so bullish on teams like this that, first of all, they're fully doxed. They basically complete actions rather than just making an announcement and then getting nothing in concrete. Because there's so many teams that just announce stuff and nothing really happens. It's not been the case for RIV. It's not been the case for 𝗙𝗏. In fact, 𝗙𝗏 is doing weekly recaps. We're going to go over it in a second. And they've been listing very successful projects. They've been adding new asset classes week in and week out. And RIV as well, after the insane dump that we saw just 1 or 2 weeks ago, they've been building and building. And the chart is recovering already. They've been getting their first centralized exchange listing. They've been listing on Bitmart just last week. And probably there's going to be way more on the way. And I think that, you know, what they have in store with 𝗙𝗏 is going to be something extremely exciting for you all. So I can't wait for the world to see. Now, talking about 𝗙𝗏, first of all, if you missed it, again, it might be the first video that you see of me and you're like, what the hell is this guy even talking about? 𝗙𝗏 is an all-in-all one solution trading terminal for all of your needs. You can trade stocks, you can trade commodities, and obviously you can trade spot and futures for crypto, but there's way more. You can even trade indices and you can trade pre-IPO projects. So for instance, they listed SpaceX, they listed OpenAI. You can trade this company with the use of USDC, non-KYC, you don't even have to do a verification check with your passport, all in one trading platform, okay? You can trade Bitcoin, you can trade the S&P 500, you can trade OpenAI before it's even listed on the NASDAQ. So this, in my opinion, is something that is a game changer. It's a no-brainer, and there's no doubt about it, because there is absolutely no other platform that is offering what 𝗙𝗏 is offering, and with a non-KYC environment as well, with the use of USDC. In my opinion, it's extremely massive, and I would encourage you, all of you, to even check out the platform. Check it out, and then you're gonna see that this is actually legit. It's a legitimate business that goes way beyond the token and the price of a token itself. That being said, if you think and you try to compare it with something like Uniswap or Jupiter, exchange tokens usually go to hundreds of millions or even billions. And this is actually got utility, and it's got a better platform than the majority of platforms out there. So just this deserves hundreds of billions in market cap. Obviously, I'm not going to say it goes there tomorrow, but if it's something that it's going to be built for months and years to come, hopefully, I do believe that this is severely underpriced. And with the collaboration of RIV, that it's obviously, I mean, the dump has been significant. I'm not going to lie. But again, I've called it 600K. It went to 450 million. I'm not saying that this was the ideal dump situation, but a correction was due in one way or another. And if you're up 450x from one of my trading signals, I mean, I basically think that you took profits already. If you didn't, I mean, start trading better, because at the end of the day, I always recommend people take profits, take profits, take profits. If you're 100x up and you haven't taken even your initial out, you're doing something wrong with your back. And now, the crash was an opportunity. A lot of people will see a crash as like, oh, this is the end for RIV. No, this was a freaking great buying opportunity. It down to 9 million in market cap. I didn't buy exactly the bottom. I couldn't time it. It was basically impossible. But I bought around 20 million in market cap. And from 20 million in market cap, it went to 120 million in market cap. So that was a clean 6x. I took my initial out. And now I'm just riding my back for the long term. I think that it's going to go to hundreds of millions very soon. And it could perhaps go to 1 billion at someday. You know, I can't say right now. But the chart itself, it's looking bullish. It's finding a floor right now at 60 million. And obviously we were pumping a little bit with the announcement of 𝗙𝗏, with the retracement ever since, but the situation is still looking incredibly bullish. I'm not going to spend more time talking about RIV because I've talked about it for months, even months before it was launching. And you guys here on Crypto Banter had all of the early alpha. You guys know what it is already, but stay tuned for the announcement and the spaces that are going to be put on Twitter in the next few days. Now, I'm also going to bring a gamble. This is really a degenerate gamble. Please, you know what you're getting yourself into. It's the trenches. These coins can go to zero and will eventually go to zero. I just don't know when. But if you're able to buy low and sell high, you're going to be making money. But please do your own research. Don't take anything I'm saying here as financial advice. The market is getting bullish, okay? It's overall, integrated picture is still very bullish. You guys also ball on X. It went to something like 50 million in market cap. I can't even remember at this point. But this is sort of a beta play to ball. And it's a bulldozer. It's a bulldozer with a picture of a bull. I know, extremely funny. There's a lot of people that are starting to talk about it. There's a lot of KOLs onboarded, and obviously I'm onboarded as well. The team is good. It's not another serial deployer team like I was saying before. I try to avoid those kind of plays because they don't end up doing very, very well. And I've called it earlier on in the day, obviously depending on when you're gonna watch this video. So this was the Cepryl, the famous Cepryl motion. I called it here, 90K market cap. It went instantly to 220K in market with my call. Another reason to get on the VIP Discord if you're not in there. You are missing all of the early calls. It's linked down in the description if you guys are interested. And if you like making money, you're probably interested because it's one of the only private groups in the entire crypto space that consistently generates money for its users. There's no other Discord that you can join, in my humble opinion, that you can actually make money every single day. That's all that I'm gonna say. My track record speaks clear. And you can see obviously the call from CATCOIN here on my free Telegram. Just go on my free Telegram. You're gonna see all of the track records of the last few days or weeks. And for instance, just the other day, one of my guys called a 59x right here on idle. And even on my kick live stream, I called one of my guys, 𝗙𝗫𝗃, shout out to him. He called a 220x on the World Cup meme coin. Like guys, there's really big gains to be made. So this is another meme coin that in my opinion is gonna do very well. It retraced for my call, so you actually can get the opportunity to buy similar to what my entry was. I repeat, my entry was 90K market cap. It went to 220K, so it did out 2.5x instantly with my call. You could take your initial out, you could take some profits out. It's a drenches anyway, and it's a free market. But it retraced, it kind of formed a bull flag, and it found sort of a floor around here at 110K. I'm not sure where it's going to be tomorrow, but check it out because the team is good. There's good people on board, there's good chillers on board, and it's extremely memeable. Also, the website is pretty funny. I mean, if you click on here, and by the way, I'm showing all of my trades here on Trojan. If you sign up with my link, I can get you up to 50% cashback on your own trade. There's no other platform that gets you that. It's 45% standard and 50% if you're part of my VIP community. So the website is quite fun. The lore is so easy to understand. I mean, at the end of the day, the meme coins that do very well are the ones that are the most normie friendly. This is so easy to onboard normies on because everybody knows what a bull is. Everybody knows what a bulldozer is. Bull market, a bulldozer. I mean, it's quite catchy. It's infinitely memeable. There's a lot of super fun like AI generated content that is posted on X. I think that it can do well, but obviously only time will tell. Make sure that just like with every sort of call, you buy low and you sell high. And also I recommend using a stop loss for plays of the source. So for instance, 110K, you can put a stop loss at something like 80K. Without giving you financial advice. This is just like how I would do it. You draw a few lines. You say, okay, this is like my limit. Let me put it here. If it goes like here, I'm gonna cut my losses, okay? So this is where I cut my losses, but the upside is very asymmetrical because it can go here. So realistically, you could take profit here, you can cut your losses there. You see what I mean by asymmetrical is the fact that here you can cut your losses. So if you lose small. If you win big. And in my opinion, with this sort of meme coin that is very funny, sketchy, the team is working hard to make it pump, obviously. The opportunities are there for the upside. If you win big. If you lose small, and you move on to the next thing. Now, another meme coin that has been very, very successful in terms of my calls as of lately has been ALTSZN. And you see a common theme, right? It's just like bullish theme meme coins. DOZER was one of them, and is still one of them because obviously it's still running. And ALTSZN is also another one of them. ALTSZN, I called it at around 2.5 mil. It went to 7 million plus. This was around a 3x for my call. So many good opportunities. It's also one of the only meme. I'm not sure if they have a market maker or something, but TA works absolutely perfect for this one. I was able to spot the point of breakout right here. And here I've also identified like a demand zone, like an accumulation area in which you can accumulate. And it's pretty much to accumulate. And if you want to cut your losses, you cut them like somewhere around here. And I think that a new breakout is imminent. It was sort of forming also a bull flag here with kind of retesting the breakout and getting more liquidity here in the demand zone. I mean, I know that it sounds like weird to make TA on a meme coin, but if something is already like 5 million in market cap, it's quite straightforward, and it should help you out to find a good entry and also to set out, like, take profit and stop losses levels. Obviously, you're not going to do this on a 10K topper. Like, it makes absolutely no sense. If something is not in the millions, TA just doesn't work. I would not recommend it. So ALTSZN is another one. It's basically the icon of the ALTSZN. The website is incredibly funny. I'm not going to play it because I don't want to put the audio. I might get copyrighted. But it's just like, you know, it's part of the sort of Wojak troll universe. It's the Chad from the Wojak universe. And the content is just super memeable. The team is putting all of these videos on X, and they're extremely funny. There's massive engagement. There's big shillers on X, and even YouTubers like 𝗙𝗲𝗃 onboarded for long term. So, in my opinion, very, very good opportunity for this one as well. Obviously, my community has been printing. We're at 3x on this trade, and it's something also that I feel quite comfortable for the long term. So yeah, why not? I'm still holding some. I still have a moon bag for the long term, and we're gonna see how this trade plays out. So feel free to take a screenshot. These are all the coins that I'm looking at for this week. Obviously, this changes week by week. I'm not trading stuff like 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗃 or I don't know, Jupiter or all the majors. I'm not trading top 50 cryptos here. I'm trading stuff in the trenches. They are here today. They might be gone by tomorrow. So don't come to me next week and say like, oh, this has gone to zero, or oh, you changed your portfolio list already. This is the way that the trenches operate. You basically adapt to the game, or you just like get left behind. So this is the way that we've been making money. This is a list that is going to allow me and my community to make money. It's your choice if you follow it or not. But people in my VIP group have been making so much freaking money. You can just check the reviews, or also see other testimonials that I've been putting on my free Telegram, and also results from all the alpha calls. I'm probably the only callers out there that has a 100% hit rate on alpha calls. There is not a single call in the last 2 or 3 months that hasn't done at least a 2x from the signal. Like, let it sink in. There is absolutely no other KOL, YouTuber, or other influencers in the crypto space that has done what I've done. So let's keep going. The market is only going to get hotter from here, and I'm here for it. I'll see you next week. Take care.